Well, let's see. There's no grape ice cream. It's always 9:41 on iPhone screens. A man ate an airplane. People in this world do strange things. No surprise there. Just check this out. There's no grape ice cream because grapes are 81% water. So when you freeze them, you just get ice. Besides, most people don't fancy grape flavor for ice cream. Chickens and ostriches are genetically closer to the Tyrannosaurus rex than modern big reptiles like alligators or crocodiles. Bubble wrap was originally invented as a wallpaper. Later, when the product wasn't successful, they started using it as a packing material. Nintendo is more than 130 years old. It was founded in 1889. Back then, the company sold playing cards. Later, it was even involved in a ramen noodle business. Felicette is the first and, so far, only cat sent to outer space. She took off in 1963 and came back safely. Meow! Since Ethiopia uses a different starting point for their calendar calculations, it's 7 years behind most of the world, or sometimes even 8, depending on which month it is. Pilots of Boeing 787s won't blink an eye if one of the engines stops mid-flight. Well, yeah, they might blink. This plane can safely operate on just one engine for 6.5 hours. If there's no wall between the kitchen and dining or living room in your home, you're more likely to eat more than people who have those walls. The world's deepest mailbox is in Susami Bay, Japan. It's 32 feet underwater. You need to wear a diving suit to pick up and drop off a letter. Faulty Kit Kats that don't make it to the stores are turned into a fine paste and become a filling for other Kit Kat bars. Can we say kitty candy cannibalism on this channel? No? Okay. Ryumyong Hotel in North Korea is the tallest empty building. It's 1,082 feet tall. Exactly. No need to guess. One of the astronauts on Apollo 17, the spaceship that landed on the moon, was allergic to the moon dust. The time on iPhones, iPads, or Mac screens is set to 9:41 on any billboard, commercial, or print ad. It's about time. When your dog's feet smell like corn chips, it's called Frito feet. But don't worry, it's just a yeasty odor coming from bacteria that naturally live on a dog's paws. Back in the 1870s, one Belgian city decided to use cats as mail carriers. They trained 37 furballs, but later gave up the idea because the cats were too slow. They were also too curious and opened the letters. Nah, that's not right. Google got its name after the word Google, which is the math term for a number 1 followed by 100 zeros. It refers to the search engine's capacity to give an unthinkable amount of information. DNA is fireproof. Scientists coated different materials with diluted DNA, and they didn't burn. Hey, don't look now, but 60 tons of dust from meteorites, comets, and other solar bodies fall to Earth every day. Oceans store a massive amount of gold worth more than $771 trillion. But it's not on the ocean floor. The gold is diluted in the water itself. The longest mountain range on Earth isn't the Andes, but the Mid-Oceanic Ridge. It's almost 40,000 miles long, and most of it's underwater. Your body produces around a quart of saliva each day, and without it, all the food in the world would be tasteless for you. The first flight on a hot air balloon happened in 1783, and its passengers were a duck, a rooster, and a sheep. The sheep apparently didn't like the ride. All he could say was, "Bah, humbug." The ancient city Pompeii had fast food restaurants, where citizens could get food from a menu written on a fresco. Icebergs are not only white and blue, they can be deep green as well, because ice gets mixed with tiny iron-rich rock particles of a reddish hue. When you mix blue and red colors, only green is left. While in space, astronauts can grow 2 inches taller. It happens because the spine relaxes and expands without the Earth's gravity. But when they return, their height slowly returns to normal. Hey, if you tried a new variety of apple every day, it would take you over 20 years to taste each of the more than 7,500 types. Watch out! It's illegal to build sandcastles on the beaches of Eraclea, Italy. Back in the 70s, a Frenchman ate a whole plane, Cessna 150, piece by piece, which took him 2 years. He managed to pull it off because his digestive system was incredibly strong. Potatoes can absorb and reflect a Wi-Fi signal. That's why they were used by aviation companies to test Wi-Fi on planes. So, could they call that Wi-Fly? Pareidolia is the illusion of seeing human or animal features in inanimate objects, like when a particular cloud totally looks like a giraffe to you. Horseshoe crabs have 10 eyes scattered all over their body. Some of them are near their mouth, others are on the top of their shell, and a few down their tail. Look out! It's illegal to sell photos of the Eiffel Tower taken at night, because the evening light show is under copyright law. Back in the day, Americans used dried corn cobs instead of toilet paper. In the 1800s, ketchup was sold as medicine helping with stomach ailments. It was even produced in a pill form. The aquatic animal sea cucumber spews out its internal organs to protect itself. And it stays alive after that because the organs grow back eventually. Probably where the phrase "spill your guts" came from. Just guessing here. Winter in the Canadian town of Vermont is very cold and lasts for around 7 months. That's why public places like schools, cafes, shops, etc. are inside a series of interconnected structures. Such design helps residents stay inside. Arachibutyrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. There's an activity called extreme ironing. It involves ironing shirts in unconventional places, like in a canoe floating on a rough mountain river or on a road during a race. How clever! Modern school buses often have a white roof because this color helps keep it cooler on a hot day. Plus, white-top buses are much easier to spot from afar by other drivers. Silent karaoke is a special microphone with a cone to place over your mouth. It muffles most of the sounds when you sing if you're too shy. Kinda defeats the purpose. Watching scary movies burns around 113 calories. It's caused by the release of the hormone adrenaline that draws energy from your body. When the water recedes quickly and unexpectedly from a beach, exposing the ocean floor, it's a sign of a tsunami. Wait, where are you going? The blue part of an eraser is for a pencil, not a pen, but it's supposed to be used for writing on thicker paper. As a bonus, it erases smudges from the pink eraser. Rubbing your fingers on a stainless steel, like a kitchen sink, will help you get rid of garlic smell on the skin after cooking. The food, not your skin. Giraffes have black tongues. Scientists think this color prevents them from getting sunburnt when they eat. Olympus Mons, the highest mountain in the solar system, is on Mars. Its peak is 15 miles, which is almost 3 times higher than Everest. In 2017, Adidas sold 1 million shoes made of ocean plastic. It takes 11 plastic bottles to make 1 pair. Beavers have transparent eyelids, so they can swim underwater with closed eyes. Lightning can heat the air as it passes through to a sizzling 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 times hotter than the sun. Fleas can jump up to 100 times their body length. The flea Olympic team is preparing for the upcoming games. Greenbank in West Virginia has become a cell-free zone because wireless signals could interfere with the work of the world's largest steerable radio telescope. Your fingers bend and stretch about 25 million times during your whole life. Wow, that's hard to grasp. The shortest commercial flight in the world lasts just 57 seconds. It covers the distance of only 1.7 miles between 2 Scottish islands, Westray and Papa Westray. The day after tomorrow is called Overmorrow, just in case it ever comes up in conversation. Actually, it hasn't, but it's good to be prepared. 180,000 rooftop bees survived the Notre Dame 2019 fire. Their hives were built there in 2013 to increase the bee population. Just their luck. The Stratolaunch is the biggest plane in the world. Its wingspan is 385 feet, more than a football field. Antarctica is actually a desert because it doesn't get much rain or snow. And when they do fall, they quickly turn into ice. Even though France is smaller than the US or Russia, it has more time zones, 12. That's because there are islands all over the world that belong to the country. 90% of serotonin, a hormone that makes us feel good, is produced in our guts. Strawberry isn't a berry, but avocado is. Ooh, mix them up and we could have a stravocado. Finally, there's this. When dolphins sleep, one hemisphere of their brain stays active while the other one rests. That's why they sleep with one eye open, on alert for predators. And until next time, I'll keep an eye out for you. Ow! Just kidding.